Wild excuses. Kayla left the milk on the counter. Oh, I got the wrong child. There we go. Let's start that again. Kayla left the milk on the counter and forgot to let the dog out. When they came home from school, the whole house smelled bad. Mr. Jasmine said, Kayla, do you know what smells so bad? What? Does something smell bad? Can't you smell it? Maybe a monster got in the house. You think? Or maybe a bunch of birds flew down the chimney. Did you take your dog outside this morning? Well, I couldn't because we had to leave and I had to make my bed and I had to clean the whole house and I had to get all this stuff ready for my teacher. You are certainly full of excuses, Kayla. I don't think Ruffles made the smell. It's probably that milk on the counter that's making everything stinky. Mr. Jasmine scratched his head. Well, who do you suppose left the milk out? Well, I guess I did. But you did tell me to hurry, so I had to get to school without putting it away. Mr. Jasmine sighed. Kayla, can you hear yourself? Kayla wasn't sure what he meant. I can hear my voice. Can you hear yourself making excuses for what you do and don't do? Kayla hung her head. Yeah, Mr. Jazzman sang. Don't make up a wild excuse, a wild excuse, a wild excuse. Don't make up a wild excuse that doesn't help at all. Now, isn't it time you stopped fooling yourself? She looked up at Mr. Jazzman. Yes, the truth is, I didn't take the dog out and I didn't put the milk away. No excuses, no fooling myself. So now what? Well, I guess we clean things up so our house smells good again. Mr. Jasmine nodded. Let's get started. Have you ever forgotten to do a chore at home? Can you think of a wild excuse? So now that we have thought about our wild excuses, can you think of a real reason we may have forgotten? If you have ever blamed someone or something else for a mess you made, raise your hand. What wild excuse did you make up or could make up? Now that you've had fun with your wild excuses, what really happened? Let's sing Mr. Jazzman's song again. Don't make up a wild excuse, wild excuse. Don't make up a wild excuse that doesn't help at all. How do you feel about others when they refuse to make excuses? How do you feel about yourself when you refuse to make excuses? And here's our poster about singing your truth. We have be honest with others, know what is real, don't blame others, don't make excuses, admit your mistakes, do what you say you'll do, know your strengths and weaknesses, know your likes and dislikes.